Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Paul with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Friday, January 12th, 2024. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about what happened in the market today. So if you go back to a couple of days ago, actually yesterday pre-market, we were looking at a pre-market high of 478.50. 478.50. We tried to get there yesterday, had a heck of a time, never got there. So this morning we were kind of running up in pre-market a little bit. Here's our nice little pre-market running again. We wish we could trade these options pre-market because we had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful run to the upside. But we can't. Some brokerages allow for it, but the brokerages that I use do not allow for that. So at any rate, we were looking for that pre-market high from a couple of days ago up here, 478.50, 478.50. So we got really, really close. Actually, we touched it two or three different times. We were never able to get a close above that. So at that point, we're thinking, and inside the group, we're talking about the same thing. Hey guys, look for 478.50. If we reject off of that level, and if we fail to get a close above that level, let's at least consider going short at that level. Now, some of our members, they jumped right in on that short and took that off of that reject off that 478.50 and wrote it down. I wanted to wait for confirmation into that play. So according to the 920 trading, the strategy, back to the downside, what we do is we wait for that first red candle to close after we make a cross to the downside. So that candle have to be right here at 956. So at 955. So at 955, we're sitting on a doji. I don't want to take a play on a doji. I'd rather wait another candle, see if we can get something back to the downside and maybe get a little bit lower than we were. So in other words, engulf the previous last couple of candles. So at 956, I took my first trade of the day, and it was an absolute banger to the downside. So again, I waited for that cross. So we had this cross on this candle right here. So at 953. Now at 954, we had a green candle. We don't want to take puts generally on a green candle. We wait for that first red candle. And again, we had a doji sitting on this candle. So we wait for the close of the next candle. I went in on this trade, as did many of our members. Now, once we were able to get past VWAP, and VWAP is always really good support on the way down and really good resistance on the way back up. Once we got past VWAP, it ran like absolute crazy. Now, because we never want to try to time the bottom, we never want to try to time the top. We can't do that. Every 1,000 trades or so, you might be able to do that. But in our case, as 920 traders, we never try to time the bottom because we never know ultimately where it's going to go. Now, we can look at 30-minute zones, demand zones down low, supply zones up top, to see where those potential zones are for reversals. But in this case, I was just going to let this thing play out, kind of see where it went. So actually closed out the trade here. Had a hard time getting past or through this level, at least on this run back to the downside. So I closed it out right in here at 10:05 for a really, really, really nice win to the downside. Now, an aggressive way to play this is to catch what I call a recapture of the 9 back to the downside. I did not take the recapture of the 9 back to the downside. It would have been a great play. We had a few of our members that did take it back to the downside and did very, very well, but I did not take it. Now, the second trade of the day, I just wanted to follow the rules on that. Okay, so, we had a cross to the downside. I took the cross to the downside. So I decided to take the cross to the upside. So we got past this area that I was kind of looking at this area. If we closed above this area, I thought we had a pretty good chance of going up to VWAP. And guess what? We did not go to VWAP. We closed below the 9 a couple of candles later. And at that point, I thought, you know what? We're getting ready to have another cross. So let's consider jumping it because I know exactly where my safety zone is. We are looking for resistance to the upside on the 9. So the 9 is our safety. So we had all of this safety in here. Now, there's been a lot of questions. And the question is, hey, when you put on a trade, where do you get out of that trade if it goes against you? If I am jumping the play to the upside or the downside, in other words, trying to catch that play before we get the cross to the downside, if this next candle, so this candle at 1038, had this candle turned around on me and closed above the level where that candle that I got in on, where it started, I'm getting out of the play. That is called an ignition candle. So in other words, if it's good enough to get me into the trade, it is good enough or bad enough to take me back out of the trade. So at any rate, this one kind of bounced around, made a nice little low here, did not, actually we wicked down to our low, came back, retraced back to the 20. I stayed in this trade only because we were still below where this candle, this ignition candle, if you will. But anyway, I wrote it down and I actually closed it out at 1057 for another really, really nice win. So at this point, I'm 2 for 3 on the day, and I'm thinking, you know what? It's been a wonderful day so far. Let's kind of see what happens throughout the day. I didn't take another trade until late in the afternoon. We did have some opportunities. We absolutely had some opportunities. We had an opportunity to the upside over here. Now, generally speaking, and I didn't follow it here, but generally speaking, after we make a low, what I'm looking to do is not take that first cross up, but wait until that second cross up. I didn't do that over here because I was trying to catch an early morning reversal. I did not take this play back to the upside, which would have been a good trade. We get that cross right in here at 1104. This is your candle that gets you in from a conservative standpoint. So at 1106, that is the candle that gets you into that trade. I did not take that. Could have tried to at least take it back up to VWAP, but again, I did not put on that trade. We had a few of our members that did put on that trade, but again, I did not. But this is the power of the 920 strategy, folks. This is the power. You're going to have winning trades. You're going to have losing trades. But if you can execute according to your trading plan, whatever that trading plan is, it doesn't have to be the 920 strategy. It doesn't have to be that at all. It can be you're playing support to resistance or resistance back down to support or Fibonacci retracement levels, Keltner channels, whatever it is, as long as you execute according to your trading plan. Number one, you have to have a good, sound, back-tested trading plan that you know from a probability standpoint more times than, and again, probabilities is just the likelihood of one thing happening over another thing happening. So from a probabilistic standpoint, we're just trying to stack those in our favor. So execution is literally the only thing that matters in trading. Okay, so let's keep on moving here. So we did get this reject. We got, we got the reject off of VWAP. And again, I didn't take this trade, didn't take it because, again, it had been a really, really nice day up to this point. We are at this point, we're 2 hours into the trading day. Generally speaking, I like to take those, first couple of hours, 90 minutes or 2 hours, and then be done. Now, if there's a trade late in the day, power hour, if you will, the hours between 3 and 4 o'clock Eastern. If there's an hour, if there's a setup in power hour, generally speaking, I would take it, depending on what the price action had done earlier in the day. Now, there were a lot of people that were in this trade off the top. I didn't take this trade. One of the, not necessarily a rule, but a kind of a guideline that I have. A guideline that I have is after we make a run from either the bottom or the top, I'm looking for what I call double crosses to the downside or the upside. So after a run back to the upside, I'm looking for the second double cross back to the downside. So a double cross essentially is to the downside, when you open above the 9, so we open above the 9 and close below the 20. That's a double cross. I didn't play this one just because look at this, we're still flat on the 9. Now we're starting to curl at this point. This would have been a safe double cross to the downside. We have the 9 as our safety net. Again, I didn't take this trade. We had a couple of our members that did take that trade and did very, very well on that trade. I mean, you think about it. Basically from 476.57 all the way down to, you're almost $1 inside 3 minutes. $1 in options is big, 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 big money. But again, I did not take that trade. We had a couple of our folks that did. But again, it's later in the day. We're past that 2 hours. So I just, I didn't do anything for the rest of the day other than a quick scalp later in the day. So as far as the rest of the day went on, there were some opportunities for trades if you were extremely patient in your trades. I can tell you this. These plays in here, I mean, there's a nice little play right in here, back to the upside, very, fairly quick play. These plays in here, these slow grinders to the upside or to the downside, the later you get in the day, the more difficult it is to overcome theta or the time decay of money. So, did not take any of these plays in here during the afternoon. Just didn't. Really wasn't interested in taking anything unless we got to power hour. So again, there were some plays in here during the day. I just didn't take them. Nice plays back up to VWAP, and the POC. POC is the point of control. We use something that is called volume profile, and you can check it out on TradingView. It is volume profile by KV4 Coins. Essentially, what that does is that shows you where the volume has been traded during the day. So there are areas of heavy volume and there are areas of thin volume. In areas of heavy volume, price tends to move very, very slowly. Now, in areas of thin volume, price tends to move very, very quickly. The beauty of that, the beauty of the volume profile is you can anticipate plays. If your edge presents itself and you get to an area of thin volume, generally speaking, you can expect a pretty quick play, a pretty quick move through that area. But again, I didn't take any of these plays because, quite frankly, I was pretty much done for the day. We had some plays back to the upside, plays to the downside. I was in on this trade right here. So late in the day, again, we had about 30 minutes left in the day. So I thought, you know what? My edge is there. Let's go ahead and take this play. I was in this play for 5, 6, 7 minutes short. I didn't even put it on my chart. Short play, decent trade. Not a whole lot in it, but, late in the day, if the trade is not going your way, it's hard to outpace theta. But again, there are trades all day long. Look at your 920 setups all day long. If you just ride this 9 down and then ride it back up, really good strategy. So that's it. So that is basically what happened with SPY today. Now I can tell you this. If you like our videos, please consider giving it a like. And please subscribe to the channel. Maybe make a comment and share it with other people. That would be absolutely wonderful. Now, we also offer in our live trading Discord, it is Trading Decoded, and the link is down below. We offer live daily trading every single day that the market is open. Lots of our members in there, several hundred members. And we are active throughout the day. So bell to bell every single day, live trading at our trading Discord. And again, that link is down below. Now, if you're interested in the 920 trading strategy, you can find that at 920trading.com. All of the information is there from A to Z, from soup to nuts. Everything about the 920 trading strategy is right there. And again, click on that link below for the 920trading.com. Now, head on over to 920trading.com and sign up for our free weekly newsletter. Again, free weekly newsletter. That's coming out tomorrow. It'll come out every Saturday. So go on over there. Check that out. Again, the entire strategy is there for the world to see at no cost to you. Now, if you are interested in joining our live trading Discord, we're going to give you that first week at no cost to you. So free. So the first 7 days at no cost to you. If you enjoy the community, consider joining. We would love to have you as a member. So the market is closed on Monday. So there'll be no trading on Monday. So if you're looking to trade on Monday, it is not happening, folks. But anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And I hope you had a great trading week. And we will see you guys in the market.